This is the fourth in the series of videos for helping Ken Stout with his Windows update that is failing to update repeatedly. I'm just checking here to make sure, yeah, it's the fifth. I've been saying that I don't know how many there's going to be, but this might be the second to the last. This video might have the solution to Ken's Windows update problem. If it does, then I do want to do one more to show the technically minded people more information about the techniques that I use to find this. Some of the people that, if this winds up being the solution, some people are going to be hitting their forehead. Oh, I could have done that, or I could have thought of that, or why didn't we think of that sooner? This, I believe, is one of the known solutions. However, I went and looked at my OneNote document, and this particular solution is not in here. So I'm going to have to add it in here, and I'll probably type it in here towards the end of this video. I'm not going to type it yet because I don't want to give away the solution yet. I want to show a little bit of the technical stuff about the log files that Ken produced. It was a little bit challenging to deal with him because he kind of ad-libbed a little bit in producing this. I asked him to run the update and then grab the log files. He didn't quite do that. He ran the update and it failed, and he ran the update again. So now I have a log file that has two runs of that update within a few seconds of each other. But that's okay, not a huge deal. He also did not precisely write down the times, which that was okay. I got around that because he recorded it on video. That helped a little bit, but I couldn't see the clock on his computer screen. So I kind of fudged a little bit, but I think I got to the right result. Hopefully, and I am hoping this time that this is the solution. There's a lot of documented solutions out there, and I have been a little skeptical or critical of them because I've come across this problem several times and tried this solution, that solution, that solution. None of them work. Well, one of the solutions is going to work, but you've got to get through all of them. But by examining the log file, this drew my attention to one particular issue. So I'm going to go show these log files, what they look like. I'm going to bring these two up on screen. This one in the upper left corner is Ken's log file right up here on the title bar, shows his name. Down here in the bottom right corner is the log file from Baby Beast. And there's a lot of stuff in here. So I had asked Ken to open the clock on his screen and put in the hours, minutes, and seconds. Because as you can see here, here's all the things that happened during the 8th second of the 38th minute. Scrolling. Okay, then we get to the 32nd second within the 38th minute. The 32nd hundredths. No, that's second. That's minutes. I'm so confused. I don't know what I'm doing. And 39:08 and 39:11. So it's helpful to have precise times. Not critical. I could get around it. So these are the logs for Ken's computer. This is for mine. Now the challenge is, how do you compare all that? What I did is I imported these into Excel so that I could strip out the date, time, and the process ID, and I believe this second number here is the thread number. So this one I'm referring to as the first number. I think that's process ID. I think this one's thread number. I'm not certain about that. Doesn't matter. What I really cared about was this column of information and this column of information. So I used Excel to strip those out and then saved as text files, and then I imported that into Microsoft Word using the compare feature. So this is the combined document here, and over here is Ken's document, and over here is Baby Beast's document. I have it positioned right now at the critical juncture or the departure, where things go astray between the two computers. Now they don't line up perfectly through the whole thing. So I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about how I got to this point, but here you see a bunch of failed messages on Ken's log, and down here at the same area in the log, we don't have the failed messages. So here's on Ken's, it says all federated downloads have completed, and on Baby Beast right here, all federated downloads have completed. And then my computer goes on to performing the updates. There's or the installations. There's one failed message. That's okay to have some failed messages, but up here in Ken's section, it's right here, failed, over and over and over. On each one of these, it says failed to get the updates metadata for update, and then it gives the big old complex number of the update, which I didn't care about. So anyway, this started drawing my attention, and there's another piece in this file that drew my attention to the possible solution. And then I went back and looked at some other information, specifically in Ken's video at 3:03:31 in his video. He has recently clicked on the install button for the update. And within, I think I checked this, about 30 seconds of clicking that, he says it's 2:41. That's 2:41 a.m. this morning, his time. So coming back over here to Ken's update log, when his computer started doing that update, it thought it was 2:38 a.m. And there was not 3 minutes between when the time that Ken clicked on that button and when he said the time. Now, it is possible that he looked at the time on his watch or somewhere else other than the computer. I don't know if he took the time off the computer clock. I couldn't see the time because he was using a webcam pointed to the screen. If he did take the time from the bottom right corner of the clock on his computer, then that means his computer is wrong about the time. Windows Update cares very much about the computer time being precisely correct and the time zone being correct. Ken recently moved, I believe, from one time zone into another time zone. Is it possible when he moved that he changed the time on his computer without changing the time zone, and that his computer has failed to update the time subsequently after that because it was confused, because it knows basically where it's located? So Ken, here's what I want you to try to solve that. I'm going to turn off the picture-in-picture here. Come down to the clock in the bottom right corner, right click, then come up here to adjust date time. Check first for the time zone to be sure you're showing the correct time zone. If you're not, then switch your time zone to the correct time zone. And then check to see what time it currently is by coming down here to the clock, open up the clock, and note the specific time. Now I suggest you wait till about, in my case here, it'll be 2:59:57 thereabouts, so that when you come over and click on sync now, you want that to be right about straight up 00. I'm not going to wait that long because I'm recording a video here. So when you click sync now, then I want you to go right, once that finishes, go right back to the clock and display on a video. I want you to be making a video of this whole process that you do on your computer so that we can see in the video what the results are. If your time changes here by more than 5 seconds, 5 seconds is enough to matter. I don't know what the number is that Windows Update actually looks at, but there's another message in that update log that indicates the amount of buffer that is allowed. I don't remember what it said. I think it was more than 5 seconds, but it wasn't very much. So then, if this wasn't all exactly correct already, if you didn't have the right time zone, and if it hasn't synchronized your clock recently, I should have said that, is check to see what the last date and time of the synchronization is. And as long as you're making a video of this, we'll see it on the video. If it makes a change, then go try installing the update and see if it doesn't work. So over here in my OneNote document, when I did a search in this page for the word time up here in the upper right corner, it says match 1 of 1. And when I go look at that match, it's down here, find the exact time of rollback initialization. So that's not it. So I'm going to add a new item here. Check time zone and current time. Click to sync time. If that, can't spell the word time zone right. I'm a computer technician, not a English major. What else there? So yeah, if this fixes it, some people might say, oh well, all you gotta do is go through all of the known solutions, every last one of them. Well, it takes a lot of time to do all of them. So I'm kind of hoping that these examining the logs of the Windows Update might help focus us in on the right solution without having to go through a whole bunch of them. And Microsoft has made this error logs or the Windows Update logs a lot easier to access. I don't know how long ago they put in that procedure that was in my last video, the get Windows Update log. But in the past, you've had to download individual components and jump through a lot of hoops in order to get the logs, and then they were still not right on target. Like this wasn't right on target. It just drew me to a location that caused me to suspect time. But we don't know that's the solution. If that's not the solution, then I'm also kind of happy because then I get to do the other things that I have up my sleeve here that I'd like to give a try at solving this issue. So anyway, I did this as a recorded video. Now I have to upload it. And I didn't wind up doing any editing on it or pausing. I could have done that as a live stream. Oh well. I hope that was useful, informative, helpful. Have a great day. Catch you later. Goodbye.